empowering women through inclusive governance. Now, this is a long time coming conversation, and it does feel good to know that we are joined by two distinguished guests from the Wura Hope Women Initiative. Now, we've got Awa Musa, a community and women engagement coordinator, and Karima Abdulaziz, director of advocacy. The Wura Hope, well, welcome aboard, first of all. Look at me. I'm just eager to get into the discourse already. Welcome aboard. Would I say ladies now? Yeah, women, ladies. Okay. One of you said, oh, are you marrying two wives? Okay, I said it on air. But yeah, welcome aboard, though. It does feel good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, now you heard the voice of the women. Now there's a strong women, who have done advocacy, who have also, done so much work, in terms of gender equity and all of that. And this is also put it out there that the Wura Hope Women Initiative has been at the forefront of advocating for good governance, sustainable development, and women's empowerment. Now, as we commemorate, today being International Women's Day, IWD, if you like, March 8th, March 8th is tomorrow, but yes, we're bringing it, just one day before, okay? We should reflect on the progress, right, made towards achieving gender equality, women's empowerment. And this year's theme, of course, you already know, for all women and girls, rights, equality, empowerment calls for action to unlock equal rights, power, and opportunities for all. Well, Hawa brings extensive experience in community engagements and women's empowerment, having worked with various organizations to promote gender equality and social justice. Karima Abdulaziz, on the other hand, is a seasoned advocate for women's rights with a strong background in policy analysis and advocacy. Together, let's share, share in their expertise and insights on empowering women through inclusive governance. Now, where do I shoot my shot first? Okay, let me start with, Hawa. As it stands right now, there's been quite a number of conversations about women empowerment, yeah? And for the most part, it does seem as though this discourse is unending. Would you tell us where we are at in terms of, based on your role or your office with the Wura, Foundation, where we are at in understanding the rights, the privileges, the importance, the position of women in our society today? Have we made progress, or are we still lagging behind?
Good morning, everyone. I would say we're making progress to a large extent. Before now, it's difficult for any woman to come out to speak and being heard. Mm-hmm. But women are taking the initiatives to come out of the shells to speak about a lot of things, aside the fact that they are owning organizations and companies running it. Before now, it's difficult to climb the ladder in an organization where the men dominate. But now you can see a lady blending in as if she is just one of them, even though there are still side talks to how she gets to these places. Yeah. So I would say yes, we're making progress.
All right, we're making progress then. But then let me throw this to Madam Karima now. In terms of the progress that we are making, and your group, your foundation, the Wura Foundation is making, and all of that, would you say that we are going past the cultural factors that have contributed to the underrepresentation of women in Nigeria, Nigerian politics? Have we gone past the cultural factors? Are we still, on that pedestal?
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for this opportunity.
Right.
I think that it's a work in progress.
Okay.
It's a work in progress. We're slowly going past all those patriarchy norms that used to be like rules that were reserved for men now, and now women are now given the opportunity to to take those roles on. So I think it's a work in progress, and we're taking one step at a time. And a lot of women now are now in positions like they are now CEOs, they own foundations, they own pharmaceutical companies and all. So I believe that it's still I know that there's a lot of discrepancies and all, but like it's a work in progress, and we're getting there one step at a time.
It's a work in progress, and we're getting there one step at a time. Let me get back with you, Hawa. How can organizations like WURA, Hope Women Initiative, effectively collaborate with government agencies and other stakeholders to promote women's empowerment?
Okay, so the WURA Hub has an initiative set aside.
Okay.
It's known as the One. It's called the Women Accountability Network.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is set up to train women on taking up leadership roles and responsibilities, being accountable as a leader. What makes up a leader is accountability first. We're also trying to see how we can seek to address the disconnect between the needs of women and local governments around us.
I see that. But then we've seen a lot of molestation. We've seen a lot of indignity that has come, to the female gender. Now, when we talk the female gender now, we're talking not just, the adult women now. We're talking, the child, female child, and all of that. Girls' rights have been eroded one way at a time or the other. We've seen, where a female was burned, in a house by a lover. We've seen the one that happened in Nasarawa State, the one that happened in Kwara State, and all of that. And it really breaks our hearts, my heart especially, and I'm sure the listeners' hearts too, to continually, constantly, see these experiences, happening. Now, how then do you think that we can learn from the experiences of women's rights activists in Nigeria, Nigeria's history, to inform our current advocacy efforts, and as well as amplify the voices of women in the society, as of today?
Okay. For starters, the idea of women speaking up, before now, it's difficult. The lack of trust in the society, for the society to fight for a woman, has made them hold back or crawl back into their shells or speaking up when they're being harassed. So what we intend doing, or how we intend going about this, is ensuring that the voices of the women are heard.
Right.
And not just, we know there are policies guiding this by the government, but these policies are not even working.
They're not working?
Yes, to a large extent, they're not working. I say that because if we look at the history of before now, we had the Yorubas and Igbos have women initiatives back then, and there was a time that the women's rights was held back. They were held back from voting.
Yeah, the About Women riot and all of that.
And all of that, exactly. But now women can come out and speak, and I say we're making progress again.
But are women doing enough so far in coming out in the open? Because if you go by, the statistics with the National Assembly now, you discover that there's not a lot of women, in governance.
There's not a lot.
Yes, and some of us, we believe that we should have more women, take up positions and all of that. Why would you think there is a decline in that?
So, because if a man has to take one step to get there, it means a woman has to take 4 of that step. The societal barrier, backlash, the talks. Why is she doing that? You're a woman, you're not supposed to do this. You're a woman, your place is supposed to be in the kitchen. So to get to a particular place or a position, you have to take 4 steps. And then sometimes these women get too tired to even take 2. So you don't blame them. But
so
yes.
Do you think they don't share the support from men? They don't have the support from their men? Is that what you're saying?
Well, some don't.
Oh, not most, but
Not
some.
most. Some don't. So I can't remember her name. I was at a training and this lady came out. She was good. She talked about how her husband has always been her support system, pushing her through everything, supporting her morally, financially, and even helping out with the house chores. But some men wouldn't because they feel it is your duty as a wife to do the house chores.
Right.
While she's out there struggling and fighting, the husband is at home early helping her do the chores and taking care of the kids.
Right.
So if we can have more of men, such men, yes, women can do more. But then when you go back home after the day's activity and you have loads of house chores waiting for you, it becomes too demanding. And then you don't have a choice but to slow down because we women also believe that our children should come first.
Right. Well, let me, switch to Karima now. You are, in the position of advocacy now, yeah? Let me throw in this because I'm sure the listener is very eager, to want to learn your perspective on the saga that's going on, between the Akpabio and the Akpoti Uduaghan, issue. I mean, the recent state of mind right now is that she's been handed a 6-week suspension. 6 months, I beg your pardon. 6 months. Oh, I'm even being fair now, am I? Okay, so 6 months, suspension and security details withdrawn, privileges, salaries withdrawn, all of that withdrawn. What is your position on this entire saga? Do you feel the females are being sidelined? Do you think a voice is being shot? Do you think she has faulted the rules of the Senate as against an order that is also in court restraining the Senate from taking any punitive measure against her, and that order's been flouted? I mean, put it all together, wrap it all up for us. Let's have your position on it.
Oh, okay. Just this scandal, there are two sides to a coin.
Okay.
So everyone has his or her own stories, and the implications of these scandals are far-reaching.
Okay.
And it has caused damage to reputation. A lot of reputations are, even the reputation of the Senate and individual reputations are at stake. And then there's I think there's a loss of trust.
Okay.
Now, like people now they would lose trust in the institutions, and people would also, especially women, they would feel like their voices are not being heard. And if there are any incidences of sexual harassment, they might be too shy to stand up and speak on it. What I expect and what I believe that Nigerians expect in this whole saga is that there should be a transparent investigation.
Okay.
Yes, so a thorough and transparent investigation should be carried out. Then it should be accountability. Everybody should be accountable. Natasha herself and the Senate itself. And then reforms should be, since it's a house of reforms should be made to address the issues that arose. And then I feel like what I know that if more men are made to be aware of sexual harassment, I'm sure that they might feel like just by looking at someone or saying a snide remark, to them it might just be like they are making jokes. But if they're made to be aware about it, like relearning and learning and maybe stakeholder engagements and all, I know that there would be less sexual harassment.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically that's what I have to say.
So is this to say that we should not make jokes and just have conversations now with our female counterparts? Is that what we're saying?
We're not saying that.
So what are we saying?
Some statement come from you as a joke, but it gets to this woman as an insult.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we have a few women dealing with I don't want to say inferiority complex, but I would say, I'm looking for a better word. Let's say the courage. So you can't tell that a woman like Natasha make such, I'm not saying she's right.
Okay.
All her allegations are quite good because we don't know, we've not heard from Senator Babu. But we're saying with her status, her relationship, I mean her marriage at stake, she can't come out to make such claims. So if they are flouting the orders of not doing anything to Natasha, I don't know, which means women can't even speak up to an extent.
Okay. Well, Florence Itagiwa, once came up, saw on national television where she had said that the fact that there is a certain level in life that you attain as a woman and that you've gone past sexual harassment. Do you agree with that? There's a certain stage that you've gone to, and then you've risen above sexual harassment, from the male and all of that. And as far as she's concerned, there is no such thing as sexual harassment, especially when you've gotten to the place of, the Senate. You agree with that?
Yeah. It's a bit complicated, I have to be
Why is it complicated? I don't get it.
Okay, so
Right.
I don't think anybody goes past the idea of being sexually harassed
At any stage.
at any stage.
Okay. You don't think so too?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't
too,
think so.
Because you don't know people's past history.
Exactly.
You don't know what
Oh.
triggers them.
Exactly.
Okay.
They might have had history, and then you say something that brings back all those memories. So you don't expect them to act the way that you think that they should act. You're already bringing back old wounds and everything, and then they might react fiercely, and you might think that you're overreacting.
Right.
So one has to be very careful with the choice of words, and that's why I spoke about stakeholder engagements. People need to know what this should be like a cultural norm. Like even agencies like the orientation agencies,
Yeah,
could be brought
NOA.
into it, so that people not know that there are some jokes that are sensitive to some people, and it's not as if we're saying that women cannot take jokes and everything, but everybody should.
Yes, exactly.
Like-
Another thing is some persons use the experience to grow thick skin.
Oh.
Yes. So she made her statement probably from growing a thick skin from whatever she has said, while some just nurture up and then try to suppress what they've been through and then forge ahead, not growing a thick skin.
Right. Well, anyways, the conversation is still on, and we have two amazing personality in the studio now talking about Hawa Musa, Community and Women Engagement Coordinator, the Wura Hope Women Initiative, as well as Karima Abdulaziz, Director of Advocacy, the Wura Hope Women Initiative, as we add our voices in the topical issue that borders around empowering women through inclusive governance. If you have a perspective view out there, you have questions out there that you want to ask, you have affirmations, confirmations, and some doubts and thoughts that you want to get straightened out right now, you can as well join the discourse via the studio number 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888. And the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. So you can get on WhatsApp, send a voice note, WhatsApp voice notes right there, 1 minute 35 seconds at most, and share your thoughts inclusive of your name and your location. Do you feel that women, especially from this, climes, have been disregarded? They've been seemingly maligned. They've not been given, the platform to air their views and share their thoughts, as well as contribute to the growth and development of not just the country in terms of politics, but from the place of family, from the place of society, in the place of religion, in the place of culture. All of these put together, right? You can as well get on there via the WhatsApp portal and let's have your 2 cents on it, right? And just to also let you in on the fact that we are streaming live, hosting a national television right there. You can see on YouTube. Do well to subscribe and as well as get on with the Facebook page wall at Eagles FM Abuja. Leave your comments in the comment section and we will herald your thoughts. Well, as a personal story, there is a conversation that has it that in the National Assembly, women constitute 5.6% of members of the House of Representatives and 6.5% of the senators. And as of 2025, Nigeria's population is estimated to be 50.6% male and 49.4% female. So it seems as though there is a seemingly agrarian percentage right there if you're looking at it from where I stand, especially from the figures. But it is also important to note, today being a commemorative day by the United Nations, where of course we are celebrating the IWD. Well, it's tomorrow basically, but we are bringing it to the 7th of March 2025. What would be that thought line that you would want to have put out in support of the women? And do you also feel that the women should do more? And what aspects do you think the women can improve upon, to ensuring that we build a society that is all inclusive, that allows for them to also have a voice, share their thoughts unabatedly, and allow for them to also see that they are not just a gender of weaklings, because many people say women are weaker vessels. But you agree with that, don't you, Awa?
No, I don't.
Okay, they are not weaker vessels. All right. Anyways, and all of that they are firstly a person, a human, right? Which of course each and every one of us are, and they have the unique role and responsibility in supporting life in itself. Well, the number would be 0907 353 0044. The other number is 0908 766 8888. Now, there are quite a number of factors. I mean, if you look historically, the struggle for women's empowerment is in Nigeria dates back to the pre-colonial era, and where women played significant roles in traditional societies, but colonialism and patriarchy has eroded, their rights and participation. Now, in recent years, though, there has also been a resurgence of feminist movements, and advocacy for women's rights. Now, women's economic empowerment is very crucial for achieving sustainable development. However, women in Nigeria face significant barriers to economic participation, including limited access to education, credit, and markets. What do you think, from your experience, in the office that you hold with the Wura Hope Women Initiative, would be the giant strides that women have had to go through to overcoming, to becoming, to adding value to, first of all, themselves and society and the country.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So now, from your office, the office you hold with the Wura Initiative, are there personal testimonies of women who have contributed in terms of value, to the society, to themselves, to the family, and to the nation?
Well, they are.
Mind telling us one or two personal stories? Maybe that way a woman, a girl child listening now would be encouraged to see light at the end of this tunnel.
Okay, so the initiative was made to help women grow. And another thing we're lacking, before I answer that, is the idea of leadership roles.
Oh.
Yes. So we first need to learn the leadership roles. It's not teachable. It is teachable, but mainly the male gender gets to take up this course or take up this line, and then reading about leadership. So women, we've been able to talk to a few women teaching them roles, responsibilities, valuable lessons on leadership roles and what it entails. And they've been able to grow in their small space, and they are thriving.
Okay.
Yes. I, for example, am a testimony.
Well, I was going to come from there, because if I didn't take your testimony, then it would not be complete. All right. So what is your testimonial right now? Right.
Okay. So I grew up from a polygamous home of
okay.
17.
No, you didn't say.
Yeah, I just
17.
said 17. And
okay. That's a lot. Okay.
And there were no much male. We're more of females.
Oh, okay.
But we grew up with the idea of going to school, get married, have kids, just do something little. My mom wasn't a housewife. She was in the civil service. But then the way she lived was quite different, and we're looking at toying in that part, because she was routine, home work, but then she didn't come out of the space, So meeting with joining other organizations before Rural Hope Foundation has actually given me an idea of what I'm supposed to expect. So meeting Rural Hope Initiative also now helped me leverage on using that idea, and then the role as given to me at Rural Hope now made me understand what it means to being a woman first.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Taking the initiative to speak up, and then it has opened a few doors for me. I've been able to meet up with, a few parastatals and government offices that I didn't know I could, and it's actually a good start for me, I must say.
Okay.
And we're also helping out with women, taking up these roles and seeing how they can pull through as well.
Okay, well, I'll get back with you, Karima. But first of all, let's go pay some bills, go on a recess. We'll be right back. And you can keep those messages coming through, and as well as pose your calls in. Got a message, from the producers now, as well as the engineering team. A little bit of hiccup going on, with the phone lines. But yeah, I'll give you the green light. I'm sure that after the recess that'll be going on, you should be able to, put the call through. Now, if you have, negating, perspective views that you also feel that should be put out there, so that women can also get, corrected, as well as do, things the right way in the right perspective, so that we can achieve the success that we want to achieve, the growth, the developments, you can as well, put that call through, and let's have our guests, informed, because we start from 1 and then touch 2 and then touch 3, and before you know it, we've touched the entire nation. We'll be right back.
No AC? No problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Are you a Nigerian undergraduate with big ideas for change? Are you passionate about governance, activism, and social impact? Do you want to create real impact in your community and have your voice heard on key national issues? The Youth Leadership Development Program YLDP 2025 is here. This is your chance to gain first-class leadership training, mentorship, and secure up to 2.5 million naira to bring your community change project to life and advocate for the Nigeria we want. Don't miss out. Visit www.nigeriayouthfund.org to apply now. Application deadline is 14th March 2025. Time is ticking, so hurry. YLDP 2025 is powered by the Nigeria Youth Futures Fund, NYFF, and implemented by Leap Africa.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area,
Do you think I will now find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG who? Without me. you would have been nobody. But
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NATIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, so we're back from that recess right there, and the conversation is still biting hard as we have these two wonderful guests in the studio, and we're talking on empowering women through inclusive governance. Hawa Musa, Community and Women Engagement Coordinator, the Wura Hope Women Initiative, as well as Karima Abdulaziz, Director of Advocacy, the Wura Hope Women Initiative. And we see your call now, taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Abdulaziz Tariq. I'm calling you from Dussi, Abuja.
Okay, beautiful. All right, let's have your thoughts and your questions, if you have any.
Well, I love the conversation, and I appreciate Wura Initiative for bringing such kind of discussion to the studio. You know, I was just reflecting based on some of the thoughts shared by the speakers in the House. And I was trying to see actually what could actually result from, you know, how do we ensure that we get things right this time around in terms of the younger generation? Because for the aspect of the women, you get to see that some of these people in the society, especially the men, might not really have the better understanding from when they were growing up as kids. So you get to see that from what they had experienced in the homes, from the way the parents talk to the kids, they get to disregard the role of women in the house. So I really believe that getting it right from the educational system is really a key thing, making kids or learners, both boys and girls, understand how words matter and how some key conversations are actually derogatory. I believe just from the school, will have a ripple effect to the environment and also have a ripple effect to society at large. And better still, we have better communities in Nigeria. That's what I believe. I just said let me call in to for this contribution.
Oh, appreciate that one from you.
And just comment on what you guys are doing. Thank you, Wura.
Appreciate. All right, thank you, Wura. This goes a family member right there. How do you see this coming from my gender, especially?
No, it's lovely.
Okay, and I could tell from the smile in your face because I see how you're smiling so good and all of that. But yes, what do you think about that too as well?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, caller, for calling in. So, yeah, I really like your insight.
Yeah.
So from what he said and what he suggested, like Wura Hope Foundation is already doing that. So I, as the Director of Advocacy, and with this our pet project, the one, that's the Women Advancement Network, we're trying to create a network of community leaders like from the grassroots, and then these community leaders are going to serve as positive role models, right? Most people at the grassroots do not have this, they don't have role models to look up to.
Okay.
And then we're going to use the media just like we're doing now.
Right.
Apart from the local media, like local media is even what is going to be very effective in the rural setting because they listen to radios more and everything. So using the local media, like using their favorite stations and everything to get them to be involved in governance. And then we could also use social media. Most of them are tech savvy now, using Instagram and TikTok, Facebook and all.
Right.
People need to know the importance of making your voices heard, especially in selecting and choosing your leaders. So if the one, that's the Women Advancement Network, can get to the grassroots, which is what we're doing now. So we're advocating for partnerships with government and everything. So if we can get that funding and backing, I'm sure that we'll be able to get a wider reach.
All right, put a peg to your thoughts now, taking this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Udo. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's
My
your
name
name?
is Comrade Salisu on the line.
Comrade Salisu?
From Suleja.
From Suleja. Comrade Salisu, talk to us.
Thank you. I want to tell them something there, please. Advice, something like advice.
Okay, beautiful.
Because now, you see, when I see a woman in the country now, all the women, I'm not see them cooperate together.
Oh.
But when I see them gossip together, they will very cooperate and gossip very well. But when it comes to politics, how to make the country to work, how to do the right thing, to stand by themselves and fight for the justice, they'll fall apart. I want to tell them how they're going to do it from the grassroots to the everywhere to make sure the women cooperate very well to fight and get leadership in this country. Because without women to take leadership, we are failure in this country. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, all right. Without the woman, getting it right in leadership says we are a failure in this country. Well, how do you go? Oh, well.
Well, the caller did make a good point.
Right.
There's a saying that I refuse to buy into that says a woman's worst enemy most of the time is her gender.
Okay.
But with what we're driving, with our initiative, we're first trying to kill that idea that your gender or your fellow woman is your worst nightmare. And we're not fighting anything.
Okay.
We're not pursuing anything. If we're pursuing anything, it's for our voices to be heard in a good way.
Okay.
And not the other way around. It is true that we gossip together when we do want to gossip. We become good friends. But when it comes to speaking up, we fall apart. It also falls back to the background, how you were raised and how you were brought up. Some persons were brought up in polygamous home and they watch their mothers fight every day. I am one.
Right.
But I refuse to let that
define
me.
Right,
Exactly.
I get that. Well, I'll put it back to your thoughts. Open the phone lines again. Saw it buzzing just a while ago. You want to add your voice in the discourse. Where do you think that women are getting it rightly? Where do you think they're getting it wrongly? And in the case of the Natasha Akpabio issue, especially as we look at International Women's Day, where do you think that we fall in terms of policy, in making the policies as well as addressing issues of sexual harassment, in workplaces and anywhere else? 0907-353-0044. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, lady.
Yes, please. What's your name? Where you calling
and
from?
Good morning to your guest.
All right.
Felix from Lambata.
All right. Okay. Felix, welcome aboard. Talk to us, Felix.
Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
I think this perception we have about women as lesser beings compared to men should be changed. From the time of creation, I don't think God created women as lesser beings compared to the man, but rather to meet a responsibility in the life of a man as a helpmate. God knows that man cannot do it all alone, and man will need a support, and woman was created to be that support. And until women themselves start seeing themselves as who can do great things, change the mindset of being lesser human beings, they will never excel. And when they are given opportunity, they may not use it well.
Okay.
The man has this domineering spirit, and with that is how he was brought up. So he grew up to see himself the hero. But this hero man can as well make a hero woman, so that two of them can become the society. Okay, for instance, what is happening in Senate, the influence of the man, the wealth of the man is speaking volumes to the point that men are protesting that what he did is right, that nothing like that, that he should not be impeached, he should not be disciplined. Hence, the woman was suspended, yes, according to the rules. And the man does not even have step aside for investigation, proper investigation of the issue. He's still presiding over it, even the investigation under his chairmanship.
Right.
What would come out of such investigation? Until the women change their mindset of seeing themselves inferior to man and work on themselves, because the few that we are given for opportunity, some excel, some fail to be a role model to others.
Right.
So until the women in our society start working on themselves, you don't have to be a feminist to be able to achieve your potential.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Right, appreciate that one from you, Felix from Lamberta, right there. Maybe just before you would take his call, let's reel out the number again, because indications from the producer says more persons want to get involved. 0908 705, I beg your pardon, 0908 766 8888 is that number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Pastor. Good morning.
Oh, good morning to you. Is this Ochanya? I want to believe.
This is Ochanya. How was your night?
Oh, lovely.
I'm happy that I'm hearing your voice again.
Appreciate that one.
Barrister.
Yes, where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Airport
Road.
now.
Okay, sorry. Airport. Okay,
Barrister.
go ahead. Please talk to me.
We don't have voice in this country.
Can you say that again?
We don't have voice in this country anymore.
Okay.
Akpabio has killed us. We don't have voice in this country.
But the case is still under investigation, so we can't just say Akpabio has killed us.
I don't trust them.
Okay, I get that part.
I don't trust them. The women don't have voice in this country. The reason why I'm calling you,
yes.
I have children, but I have two girls, beautiful girls. And they are in school now, and they are studying law. By the grace of God, maybe they will become barristers, by the grace of God.
Right.
I don't want what happened to Natasha to happen to my children, because they are girls.
I get that.
We don't have voice in this country. Girls don't have voice. Women don't have voice in this country anymore. And I'm not happy with what they are doing to Natasha right now. But God will judge. Even, what is he called? Black Fabio. He has 4 daughters. He should think,
I get that.
Should think very well.
I get that.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate. Well, that's coming from the depth of the heart right there. But would you say that women don't have voice in this country? Let me ask Karima. Women don't have voice in this country? Is that what it is? Is that what you believe? Is that what is seen? Is that what's obtainable?
I think that's what the public see. But that's why organizations are coming up to create that voice. But first of all, everyone has to be accountable. You have to have self-awareness.
Right.
Like, you have to look inwards first and see that you don't. And you have to look inwards first and see that you don't suppress your emotions. You can speak up with due respect and all.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like we're not voiceless. We're kind of, I think we're trying to be. Okay, we're not voiceless per se.
Be careful or what? Are you being careful or something?
I'm trying to be careful.
Okay, trying to be careful. I get that. But is this something that has to do with, or giving voice to the woman, what does it take to ensure that that woman's voice is heard and is secure? Is this a cultural issue? Is it a societal issue? Is it a religious issue? What exactly is it, Hua?
All three together.
All three together. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We'll have the cultural rule that says a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, you should speak into the mic so we can hear.
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
We have the religious rule, even though it is stated in the holy books that a woman is supposed to be a supporting sister.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a part, I'm not a Christian.
Okay, I got that.
There was a part in the Bible that says a man is supposed to be the head and a woman the neck.
Oh, in the Bible? I'm not sure.
The next supporting the head.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's in the Bible, but
well, it's not in the Bible.
Saying.
Okay, it's just a saying.
It's
just like when they say that God even helps those who help themselves. It's not in the Bible. It's not in any book of law.
Me then.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I know. I get where you're going to. All right.
So, and then we also have our environment that tries to stigmatize us when you try speaking up. I remember when growing up and Linda Ikeji was doing the feminist thing.
Yes.
And I could still remember the trolls, the backlash she got every time she comes out to speak. And I think, I'm sorry to say, but I think that has made her call back, because we barely hear of Linda Ikeji now. So those are the things that make you fight, and then you get to a certain point and you realize that it's not working, or it's not worth it, so it doesn't take your life. And then you just go back. So it's everything.
So does it mean that we've stopped?
We're not stopping. We're still fighting.
Okay, so is that?
I think if we have positive role models, like positive role models, just like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and everything, more of them, I think that the women's voices would be heard, because they're already making
the likes of Azizat, the queen of I can't remember.
Right. Okay. Well, there are two persons too that I feel we should add to the list. You know, just if not for anything, I'm thinking about let's see. I'm thinking about Hawa Musa, yeah, and Karima Abdulaziz, right, to be added to the list. But we'll just take this call and then call it a close. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Ruby.
Yes, is this Felix?
Felix from Lambert.
Right,
I just want to add one or two things.
All right, talk to us, Felix.
We'll not forget the late Dora Akunyili. I failed even where men failed.
Yeah, she did.
And Ruby, we are talking about a nation where no one is oppressed. We are talking about a nation where truth and justice reign. Is this how the truth and justice will reign? Remember, these women are our mothers, they are our wives, they are our sisters. And they cannot be marginalized and depressed in this country. And you think we keep quiet?
Right.
No, now. It's annoying. I'm very, very sad this morning when I heard what happened to
Natasha,
Senator
Natasha,
the suspension and all that.
Yeah.
I know the rules are there. But the man in this situation is supposed to step aside for proper investigation to be carried out. What is he presiding? Is it because she's a woman? It's unfair. This is not how to build a nation where no one is oppressed.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that one now. Felix is really hot on this topic this morning. And it does feel as though quite a number of Nigerians too very, very hot, on this topic. But we'll just go take, some messages from the website now. And this one right here says, from Haisha Mohammed, all the way from Kano, saying, as a woman from northern Nigeria, I believe that empowering women through inclusive governance is crucial for our development. However, we must also address the cultural and religious barriers that limit women's participation in politics and decision-making processes. So we see Emeka Odiegu in Abuja now. He says, I think it's time for us to move beyond rhetorics and take concrete actions to empower women. We need to implement policies that promote gender equality, increase women's representation in government, and provide economic opportunity for women. So joining us all the way from Uyo in Akwa Ibom State now, Blessing Akman. As a young woman from Akwa Ibom State, I believe that empowering women through inclusive governance is key to unlocking our potential. However, we must also address the issue of patriarchy and sexism that pervades our society. I mean, there's a lot going on. Is time going to allow? I doubt it. It's already time. But I should take this one here. All right, so this one, Rukaya Adebayo in Ibadan. As a young woman from Oyo State, I believe that empowering women through inclusive governance is crucial for promoting youth development and participation, but we must also address the issue of unemployment and ensure that young women have access to job opportunities and economic empowerment. That's very, very crucial now. Yes, but well, that is the most that we can take on, Prog Show this morning. But I want to say a big, big thank you to the Wura Hope Women Initiative for stepping into the studio, and of course having this conversation bordering around empowering women through inclusive governance. Hawa Musa, you are the community and women engagement coordinator at the Wura Hope Women Initiative. Thank you for coming.
Thank
and
you.
Of course, Karima Abdulaziz, You're the director of advocacy, the We're a Hope Women Initiative. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
so much. I'm looking forward to more conversations with both of you. Maybe then again, I'll be blessed amongst women. But yes, my name is Uduak Daniel, and to each and every one of us that have also added our voices, and made the voices of not just ours, but the women to be heard. Thank you, far too kind. You are indeed real MVPs, and we do not take your stand for granted. All right, this is where we call it a close on Eagles Outlook today. Right, until next week, same time, same station. My name is Uduak Daniel. Please